Hey guys, welcome, good evening to the stream. We have the Test Your Skill Cup today, as usual. And today's games will be played between Dranzer and the Dragonstar, and the second game should be between Reminishu and the Dragonstar. So, if you're just looking at the ratings over here, Dranzer is currently at 1150 or so. He has actually climbed quite a bit recently. I believe he has started to grind ranked games 1v1. And yeah, on the other side we have the Dragonstar. So yeah, I think they should be about to go live, or they have. Yeah, so they have. Let me just change the overlay here. Okay, perfect. So Dranzer is playing in the blue as the Saracens, and Dragonstar is playing as the teal player, and he has picked Vietnamese. So both of them actually going for archer civs. And yeah, so they are basically playing on, I think, Surma, which has been possibly the most picked map of this tournament yet. Most of the players seem to want to play on this map more than any other map. So yeah, I think by the end of the tournament, there should be some sort of a meta, or at least a good build order available where players can actually figure out what they should be doing. And consequently, due to the fact that it has been the most picked map of this tournament, I have actually noticed that it is one of the worst played maps of the tournament as well. People, they get so fixated over the center that they don't bother collecting a sheep, which Dranzer actually is doing now. So I guess he has actually learnt, or rather practiced on this map, and possibly maybe watched quite a few games, which is why he knows that there are a sort of resources available on the edges of the map, not just in the center. Uh, Nothing much going on here. Let me just try and catch up with the live gameplay. I believe I actually just started this a couple of minutes after they went live. So yeah, there we go. We've caught up to live gameplay. And Dranzer actually collecting most of the sheep on his side of the map. So I think this is the first time that we've actually seen this. And not only that, neither player has actually thought of going towards the center of the map. Dranzer has actually even put up his lumber camp on the other side. So yeah, pretty interesting here. Uh, Not what is usually done on this map. And on the other side, Dragonstar hasn't gone into the center of the map, although I believe he's about to send his first villager. Yeah. So there's a mill coming up from Dragonstar. And if we see Dranzer here, I think Dranzer wants to forgo the sheep in exchange for, sorry, the deer in exchange for the sheep that are there on the edges of the map. If we Okay, so Dragonstar has just paused. In the meanwhile, we can just take a look at their scouting. So this is Dranzer's scout. He has scouted his edge of the map. He can actually go and collect that sheep as well. Amron. And meanwhile, yeah, so he's just about loading his first bow. If we look at Dragonstar scouting, he has actually not scouted much of the edge of the map, and I don't believe he has actually brought in the sheep because he's going for the deer that are in the center of the map. If you're talking about the civs here, both of them are pretty good archer civs. Vietnamese, obviously, with their higher HP archers, and the Saracen archers get extra attack on buildings. So they are actually pretty potent once they are masked up. They can easily bring down most walls or buildings or whatever that are being used to wall up, or say that are being used to produce something. And on the cavalry side, the Vietnamese that Dragonstar is playing as, they get the battle elephants and they have knights, and I believe they get bloodlines as well. So they're pretty good. And Dranzer, playing as the Saracens, will have access to camels. So yeah, this should be a pretty close game. Let's see when they actually decide to resume.
Why king देंगे हैं?
At this point, both of them are on 14 villagers. If you're looking at the TC production, okay, so yeah, I believe they've gone live. Yeah, and Dragonstar is, I guess he's finally just venturing towards Dranzer. I mean, obviously, him being Vietnamese does know about the location of his opponent, so there's no way he's losing. I mean, he would not lose a scout regardless. Wow, that's a shocking boulder from Dranzer here. That's, I think, about half a kilometer away from his TC. And there's actually a chance that Dragonstar might be able to lame his sheep over here. Okay, guess not. And yeah, I think Dranzer has actually spotted the scout from Dragonstar, so he decides to move his sheep to his TC. Okay, so I believe Dragonstar might be trying to bait Dranzer into garrisoning his TC. So yeah. And meanwhile, we can just see in the center that Dragonstar has already started milling the deer. He has consumed one. He's, I believe, on the second one at this point. And as I say that, I believe Dragonstar is just about to click up after this villager is trained. So yeah, that should be a 22 pop feudal. Meanwhile, Dranzer has an idle TC here. So I mean, he's not even getting loom at this point. Okay, so he decides to click up without getting loom here, which is interesting. I think he might have been caught unawares. I mean, he realized that his TC was idle, so rather than wait to get loom, because there has been no aggression from Dragonstar's side, so might as well just click up and deal with the effects of not having loom a little bit later. Okay, interesting. So Dranzer has already built his barracks. There is the barracks. That is an interesting location for it. I am curious what his plans are over here. I mean, Dranzer in his okay, so Dragonstar, I guess he should have realized by now that Dranzer does not have Zoom, but he does not want to. I mean, I guess he's just trying to find a soul villager somewhere so he can take it down. But I mean, looking at Dragonstar's most of the other games that he has played in this tournament, he's actually being atypically unaggressive over here. He's got militia. I guess he's going for his man at arms. But yeah, I mean, apart from that, there has been no aggression. And meanwhile, Dranzer already is starting to build his first archery range. Unfortunately, he does not have the wood, or I think he might just have the wood to queue up a second archery range the moment this is done. But yeah, I mean, he has more on gold than on wood at this point. So I mean, that's just a small issue with his build order. And Dragonstar has migrated outwards to the edge of the map to collect gold. So yeah, I guess yeah. There we go. So Dragonstar's man at arms are. I mean they're currently militia at this point, but they're about to be man at arms. There we go. So yeah, those man at arms are moving towards Dranzer's lumber camp, and I believe that's a sole lumber camp. So once he's being threatened over here, he has no wood income at this point. I mean, it's pretty unfortunate, but that happens just as he is about to start producing archers.
Hello?
Okay, so Dranzer at least has got loom in the meanwhile, and yeah, I mean, he's doing the only smart thing he can right now, considering the fact that his production buildings are way away from his base. So he'll have to use his villagers to attack the man-at-arms. Unfortunately, he loses one villager to that, and Dragonstar with his beautiful micro is basically just going to keep baiting Dranzer over here. So yeah, I think Dranzer is busy massing up his archers. He does not have a blacksmith up at this point. And not only are the man-at-arms out, but Dragonstar has already started producing archers over here. No fletching yet? I don't believe he's getting fletching yet. No, he isn't. So yeah, I mean he's being a complete nuisance at at Dranzer's only lumber camp. I mean this is pretty bad. So Dranzer still has, I mean, it's showing 15 or 14 villagers on wood. The issue is that they are just constantly being harassed by those two man-at-arms and the couple of archers that are already out from Dragonstar here. And as we say that, Dranzer is finally moving into Dragonstar's base. And he almost loses an archer to the TC. Okay. There's a massive villager difference though, so I mean, I guess the game is pretty much over. Dranzer, I guess. Okay, so I think he already knows that. Ah, okay. So he actually manages to accidentally find Dragonstar's mining camp over here on gold. But his mistake here was not attacking these lumberjacks. And he'll end up losing a couple of archers, I think, to the TC. Okay, fair enough. Good for him. He actually managed to save his archers here. But yeah, I mean, if you are looking at Dranzer's base, it's in extremely bad shape. Unfortunately, he does not have access to wood at this point. I mean, these few archers and the man-at-arms have managed to wreak havoc over Dranzer's base. And he's finally just decided to send a few lumberjacks somewhere else. Let's see where he actually manages to get the second lumber camp up. And yeah, Dragonstar has found Dranzer's secret production base. And meanwhile, Dranzer will end up losing his archers to these comms. I mean, the Vietnamese comms will always take a one-on-one fight against any other archer owing to their extra HP, but yeah, Dragonstar did not need to even send his archers back to defend against this. Just a few skirms were enough. And yeah, I guess that's the GG. Let's just go and take a look at the stats. So Dranzer actually managed to produce some army, it's just that it was in the wrong location. If he had actually kept his production buildings maybe close to his base somewhere, like between him and Dragonstar, he could have used that army to save himself initially and then maybe push ahead. But yeah, I mean, his army was in the completely wrong location. Looking at the eco. Yeah. Dranzer actually collected more gold. I think that's owing to the fact that he had more villagers on gold compared to Dragonstar. Yeah. The early aggression from Dragonstar basically meant that Dranzer stopped producing villagers. I think once he got to feudal age, yeah, it was GG. I think they should already have the second game up, or if they don't, yeah. So the game ID is already available for the second game. Game 2 should be Arabia. And I believe they both get to pick their civs, or rather Dragonstar will have to play random, but Dranzer will be able to pick his civ. So let's see what civs they actually end up with. Okay, great. So they're already in the lobby, and I guess they should be going live soon. By the way, guys, I believe there have been no issues with the 1080p output. So what I'll do, possibly starting from tomorrow or day after, is try and bump up the output to 60 FPS. So yeah, I mean, I hope there should be no issues with that. And yeah, so they've gone live. Let's just go into the game. Okay, so they're still in the lobby. I guess they should be going live any second now. And in the meanwhile, what I'll just do is update the scoreboard over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so Lithuanians versus the Portuguese. Lithuanians is, I guess, Dranzer's most favorite civ, or one of his most favorite civs. He has played more with a single civilization, being the Lithuanians. I think more than all the other civs put together. So hopefully this should be a closer game. And yeah, I mean, Dragonstar is playing as the Portuguese. So Portuguese get their bonus where all their military actually costs slightly less gold, 15% I believe. And Lithuanians have a pretty good eco bonus in the start where they actually start with more food. And once they get to say feudal age or castle age or whatever, uh, they have one of the best cavalry. Uh, what you can call it? They have one of the best cavalry in the game. So yeah, this should be interesting to watch. I mean, I do hope that the game gets to Castle Age. Dranzer actually manages to pump out a few knights, and if it goes to that stage, it should be interesting because Dragonstar playing as the Portuguese, his start would, I believe, have to be say scouts and then into archers. So yeah, let me just change the overlay here. Let's just take a look at the scouting. So I guess yeah. So Dragonstar has found all of his sheep. He has found both of his boars. His resources, I guess all of them. He's got his main gold here, his secondary gold here, and unfortunately none of the games yet have gone to the stage where even a single entire pile of gold has been used. So I mean, even if he doesn't manage to find his third pile, that's fine. And if we look at Dranzer scouting here, Dranzer, I believe he has not found two of his sheep. Yeah, there we go. So Dranzer hasn't found his sheep. And what about his boar? Okay, so he's missing one boar at this point, and two of his sheep. Although he knows about these ostriches over here, so in case if he does not find the sheep or the second boar, he can just decide to mill those. And if we look at the maps, Dranzer has a pretty open side of the base, if you can call it that. Although he has, I mean, his main board, his stone, and his berries are right in the back of his base. So as long as he can just try and defend any sort of aggression from here, he should be safe. And on the other side, he's actually got a nice wood line here. This wood line is pretty good, and maybe he can just wall up between these two wood lines, bring a wall here into the TC, and maybe just extend a wall from here to maybe the gold, which should give him his main gold should be pretty safe. Maybe if it gets to that, he might have to tower up, but yeah. Okay, and we see both of them trying to micro their scouts. Neither of them actually got a hit in, so yeah. And looking at Dragonstar's base, that is pretty open. Although he has some extremely safe gold and stone over here. If he just walls in from this wood line to his TC and maybe walls this up, this should be pretty safe. Yeah, that's actually a pretty nice base for Dragonstar. And he's already started walling up his front, so to speak, and producing some militia. So yeah, the Drush is about to go out. Let's see what Dranzer is able to manage. Unfortunately, I believe he has just not found a sheep yet. Will he find them? Yeah, good for him. So he has a sheep now. He has brought in both of his bows, and I don't believe he's had an idle TC, and even if he has, not for very long. However, Dragonstar already 2 villagers up, so he's basically going for a Drush fast castle, and I think his Drush should be spotted by Dranzer. Yep, there we go. Okay, so Dranzer is being extremely greedy over here. He was actually planning on pushing these ostriches for some extra food. I guess he's just going for a scouts build. Yeah, so it's a 20 pop scouts build, but I think Dranzer should wall up somehow. I mean, this will be pretty bad if he doesn't manage to wall up. Garrison, man, you can actually kill a militia over here. What about the walls here? Okay, so he does not wall this up. So he gets to feudal age. Let's see what his plan is now. He has the wood to drop a stable if he wants to. It's just a matter of getting to a stage where he can defend against this Drush. I guess he should have just quick walled here. I mean, this is pretty unfortunate here. His lumberjacks are being idled. However, he does have the foundation for a stable here, so his scouts should be going out soon once the stable is up. And what about his food? Oh, okay, so Dranzer has actually just queued up 6 villagers, which means he has no food at this point. There is no villager on berries, and Dragonstar manages to find a stable. I think he should just send a villager to one side of the stable, quick wall that villager in, and get the stable up. Unfortunately, his issue is that he does not have food to make any scouts, even once the stable is up. I think that was just a misplay here, queuing so many villagers. If he had put a few villagers over here on the berries, he would have had some food income. And meanwhile, if we look at Dragonstar's economy, he's just about to hit feudal. He's got quite a few farms, so yeah, I think he's basically just okay. Interesting. I was actually thinking it might have been a fast castle, but he does not have the food, obviously, to click up anytime soon. So he's going for the double archery ranges. And meanwhile, on Dranzer's side, unfortunately, he hasn't been able to. Okay, yeah. So that's the GG. And a pretty short game, actually. We actually had to make quite a few farms, but yeah, the stable never went up. So there was nothing to defend with on Dranzer's side. Let me just try and get these guys in the voice chat. Maybe I can get a few words from both of them. And I believe after these games, I mean, since these games are done, let's just look at the stats. Game 2 should be up after this between the Dragonstar and Reminishu. Anyway, looking at the stats over here, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty quick game. They just sort of managed to get to Feudal before it was the GG. And the Drush proving extremely effective for Dragonstar. Yeah. So let me just try and get these guys into the voice chat. Hey man, GG's.
Oh, cyanide. So,
So yeah, uh, do you have any thing to say about your games? I
I
mean, they were pretty quick.
I could not build a wonder in Dark Age, that's why I lost.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'm trying to get Dragonstar in the voice chat as well. So anyway, I actually noticed a couple of things with your build over here. In the first game, you because your production buildings were actually like on the side of the map, you could not get your military in time to your own base. Like those three man at
Yeah,
arms.
I forgot. So the thing is, like, I have not practiced that build at all,
Okay.
but I've done it in the past. Like, I think the issue was I did not put Wilson Wood in time, so
Yeah,
that
I
was
mean
very
the
bad.
couple of things was like you only had a single lumber camp at that point. So I mean, which meant that the
Yeah.
moment those just it was just three man at arms, but they managed to like completely destroy your wood eco. And
Uh, I think other than the wood eco itself, like he did not reach them before I was already up though.
right,
So
right. But like
yeah,
if you are talking about being able to keep producing archers after that point,
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
was pretty difficult. Like I
yeah,
did notice that you sent a few lumberjacks to the side of the map, but it was pretty
yeah.
like
I was
easy.
gonna actually put them on gold and like, but at that point I was already
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean, I think you
I'm
had
not doing enough damage.
14
If I
odd
had
villages
done
or so.
enough damage at that point, then okay, I could keep going. But
Yeah,
I know I
exactly.
had not. Like the whole thing with this build is I have to do instant damage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have. The plan was to go three archery ranges, no villages, and just keep making archers.
Okay.
Yeah, but since like obviously the villager, like I think I was able to sneak, so that was one thing I could say that worked.
Yeah.
But other than that, nothing else did. And I should have hit his woodline sooner. Instead of going all around the thing, I should
Yeah.
have just
I
hit the
mean,
woodline.
unfortunately, what happened was that his production buildings were right over there, so he could just make like three or four scones and kill your
Mm-hmm.
archers.
Yeah, yeah. So
And yeah, so
with that build, the uptime and the archer production has to be on point. Like I've learned in the past, you keep killing army and you keep killing his archery range. That's the only thing you
right,
have to do.
right.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think Dragonstar is busy eating something, so
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I
You took him away from his food, man, and he ate clean complete.
yeah, and in game two, I actually noticed that I mean you did not manage to get your stable up. Firstly.
Yeah.
The second issue was that even if you had managed to get the stable up, you had queued up, I think it was something like 6 villagers from your TC.
Hmm.
So even if the stable had gone up, you would have had to either cancel your
Yeah,
villager
yeah,
production.
I'll
Okay,
cancel
okay,
them.
okay. Fair
That's
enough.
what I do. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that rush was pretty deadly.
Yeah, like it did way more damage than I
Hmm.
usually deal with.
Right.
Like
I mean,
usually I have
usually
to
we
deal
play
with
with people
Happy's
at our
Drush.
elos, so
Yeah.
their rush usually just runs into the TC, and
Yeah,
that's
like I don't think I've ever seen anyone able to do a drush on me, at least in my elo.
okay. Yeah, I
So
mean
like my
that's what I said,
uptime was
right?
pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I mean your uptime was actually faster than Dragonstar, although you
No,
were
no,
going for a 20 pop.
he probably went like
Yeah,
25
yeah,
up or
yeah. So
something.
you were up 20 pop, I believe, and I think
Yeah,
he was like 23 pop or something.
yeah,
So, like, if you had pulled through against his
yeah,
militia, he was already building two archery ranges. So you
yeah,
would
yeah.
have, yeah, faced a shitload of archers at that point.
So I think I have a question if anyone can answer it for me. People usually say you have to make your production buildings forward, right?
Hmm.
I would have been able to produce stable if it was at the back, like right next to my barracks, and it would have walled for me and done a lot of things there. But I decided to not make it there and make it somewhat forward, and
Because
this
I did
happened.
actually notice you initially placed your stable foundation
Yeah,
within range of
yeah,
your TC, and
yeah.
then you deleted that and placed it
I'm
further
like,
ahead.
yeah, let's just go forward. Otherwise, people are gonna be like, why do you have it backwards?
Right.
I'm
No,
like,
no. I mean,
yeah.
in case of scouts, I guess it should work, right? Because they have the
It
mobility
should,
to.
yeah, it definitely should because most of my resources were there. Also, like my berries were there, my
Right, right.
food line was around there,
Yeah,
and he had to go completely through the other side.
yeah, yeah.
So it should have worked there. I should have just made it there. Yeah,
Yeah, I
but like
mean, as
these
a
little
last
things.
resource, I mean, as a last recourse to, being attacked so badly, I think just getting a stable up should have been pretty effective.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting them to deny me for so long, actually.
Right, okay.
Like I tried to quick wall a couple of times, but I would have failed it. So
Yeah.
I didn't place them.
Okay,
But
so,
yeah,
yeah, GG's, man. And
yeah,
we're
thanks.
actually waiting for Reminishu to
All
show up.
right.
He was actually available initially, so I just wonder where he's gone.
Yeah, Barun, I don't really do rank. Like
Uh,
people know this. I don't do rank
what are you talking
at
about,
all.
man? You've got to like 1150
Barun's
elo.
asking me to do
No, no,
rank.
I mean, I know what I'm.
Okay.
I mean, I know what you're talking about,
Oh.
the Twitch chat, right? But you actually have started grinding 1v1 ranked.
I was actually practicing for tournament yesterday, so I did rank
Ah, okay,
because
okay.
nobody was up.
Right, right, okay.
Uh,
Okay, so we have Reminishu in the chat. He's busy with his Windows update. Been a good time to
anyway,
update.
yeah,
So
I'll
yeah,
see you, man. I
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
go.
Anyways, GG's, man. Well played,
Yeah,
and we'll see you around.
GG.
Bye. Okay, so that's it for the first match of the day. We should have Reminishu in the game hopefully soon. And yeah, I think we can just go for the second match at that point. Hopefully try and get Dragonstar after that match is over and get some words from him. In the meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll just take a 30-second break and I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, Barun, if you want, you can just hop into any of the voice channels. I guess I'll join Duo 1 and you can just join the channel. Perfect. Hey, man.
So, what's up? How's it going?
Nothing, man. Just waiting for Reminishu to finish with his Windows updates.
Okay.
And I'll just update the scoreboard in the meanwhile. I'll just be taking a small 30-second break, so be right
Yeah,
back.
no
Yeah.
worries. Welcome back.
Let's see how long this takes. Because Windows updates is a pretty scary thing to me
Yeah,
personally.
I used to work for the Windows team.
Ah, okay.
Uh, yeah.
What do you do?
I'm a software engineer, so
Right, okay.
so right now I'm with Google, but I used to be on the Windows team at Microsoft.
Okay.
So it wasn't any better there.
I mean, fair enough. If we are just memeing around, that's fine. But personally, I've not had any issues with Windows ever, like updating and destroying something.
No,
It's just the fact that
it's not
it.
bad. It's just inconvenient.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is fine. Like, though it used to be quite the joke there because a lot of times whenever someone would have a meeting, that would be the exact time for a Windows update.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, initially with Windows 10, when it was just released, it would basically just force the update whenever it was scheduled to go up. Like, you
yeah.
could not even cancel it. Uh, but yeah, I mean, with the newer patches or whatever, they've actually improved that behavior. So, yeah, fair enough.
I think 1903 onwards it was all right.
Okay.
Um, Personally, I'm not a fan, but yeah, I mean, Windows is Windows, and it's not like it actually is bad as such anymore. It used to be much worse, but the Vista days, my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's pretty standard clean operating
I
system.
mean, I
In fact,
use. Sorry?
no, go on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, no, I was just saying that I actually use all three OSs during the day. I have my Linux servers and Windows for
Mhm.
my home, and I've got a MacBook as well. So, I mean,
Mhm.
I'm fine. It's just a matter of which tool you want to use for what job.
Exactly. Yeah, there
And
are reasons
yeah,
to use it. Are
so
you
I
excited for AOE 3 Definitive Edition, which is coming out tonight?
I haven't actually taken a look at that yet. I mean, I know that it's coming out, and I think it's available through Game Pass anyway, so I should have access to
Yeah.
it the moment it's out.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I have not played the earlier version. I mean, Age of Empires 3 itself, the base game.
Oh, you never played AOE 3?
No, no, unfortunately, I haven't. I've played some Age of Mythology, but not Age of Empires 3.
I
So,
think AOE 3 was my first Age game, the
okay.
one that I got into properly. Um, yeah, it was, for me, I really liked it. There's a lot of diversity in Civilization, much more than there is in 2.
Right. Because I
Um,
actually saw the overview that came up, I think it was today in the morning on Microsoft's
mhm.
YouTube or something. Or I think it was in the Age of Empires channel on YouTube, where they
Right.
were talking about you being able to build a deck of cards, and there's like hundreds
That's,
of
yeah,
cards, or
so
at least
that's
100
to
cards.
be.
Sorry.
Yeah, so basically the idea, it's a very colonial sort of thing, which like it's controversial, of course, because but either way, so you can send home shipments that arrive at your town center. So you can send food or wood or units periodically based on how well you're doing in the game.
Right.
So it sort of snowballs an early advantage if you can keep it.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's there's no AOE2 is much more resource driven, so you have the concept of trash units, which was very weird to me when I started playing this game a few months back because that's not a thing in AOE3. You have infinite sources of gold and food, and wood readily available. So it's more about the rate at which resources are coming. So you're constantly fighting, and there's no trash as such.
Okay.
Also, cavalry units take up more than one pop, so you can't make too many of them.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
Like some of them do. Like the French Croatia takes three population. So
Uh,
either way, I'm pretty excited about it.
yeah, I guess I will download it and have a look. It's. I mean, I'm extremely bad at AOE2 anyway, so it's not a big deal for me.
Me too.
I
You
currently.
saw me play.
Yeah, I mean, I currently suck on AOE2. I can start sucking on AOE3 as well. So
Right.
I'll have a
You
look
can
at that.
talk without discriminating.
Yeah. I mean, I had access to the Vitas. I installed them. I think they had some tutorials or whatever. I went through those and I just didn't find it interesting enough. But then again,
Fair
it was
enough.
just 20 minutes, so maybe spending some more time with it, I should maybe have a little more fun.
I
Let's see.
think that yeah, I think for me the one thing I like the most is that Civ differs so widely between them
Right.
that it's a very realistic choice. Like going random is
Right,
not a
right,
good
right.
idea.
Yeah, I know what you're
But it's
saying
a
because
yeah,
if you're talking about AOE2, it's mostly the same compositions, right? Depending on
more or less,
yeah,
yeah.
so depending on what strengths your Civ has, there will be one specific combination which will work for you, and that combination would be like pretty similar to quite a few other Civs as well. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. For instance, the Portuguese get an extra town center every time they age up.
Oh, okay,
Um, like they get a covered wagon which builds into a town center. The British get a villager every time they build a house.
okay.
So it's called a manor, and it costs a bit more wood than a normal house. So you get this sort of manor boom going where you keep building houses, and it's hard to keep up with the British if you let their boom go on.
Okay.
So lots of unique things. Hey Rameshu, what are you doing here?
Hmm. So is Reminishu in the chat currently? I'd just like to know if we can start with his matches. Or maybe he's just busy rebooting at this point. I actually haven't received any word from him on the Discord channel either. So, okay, so I believe he's actually in game already.
Hi, can you hear me?
Have you created the game, Ramesh?
No, I don't have any other maps.
Okay, you don't have any of the maps. Have you actually taken a look at any of them?
Yeah, I have. Like I looked at Surma the last game, and I have watched a few of the streams.
Okay, okay. So in that case, the maps are available on the map creators channel. I'll just highlight you on Discord. Yeah. So if you just go to that channel, the maps have been pinned, and the folder location is available in the pinned section. Or I think what I can do is if Dragonstar is up, I can just ask him to host the game.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that would be
probably
better.
easier.
I think he should be done with his eating by now. So think he's busy or something. Let me just check. Okay, so he's not in game. I guess he should be hosting the lobby soon then. I just hope he's not actually AFK and kept the game running. Yeah, so sorry guys, just give us a couple of minutes. We'll try and get the game up and we can start casting them. I believe Dragonstar might be AFK over here, unfortunately. So, yeah, I'll just try and get in touch with him. I think what I can do is I can give it maybe 5 minutes. If Dragonstar doesn't respond in the next 5 minutes, I guess there's no point in continuing this any further for today. We can try and squeeze in Reminishu tomorrow, day after. Because there's no point in just spending time looking at the lobby screen. And in the meanwhile, I was actually taking a look at Reminishu's profile on AOE2.net. Are you actually in the voice chat? I believe you are, right? Let me just check. Yeah. So,
Yeah, I'm here.
okay, so I actually had a look at your profile, and your elo is 531, I believe, which is the lowest that I've seen until now. So, like, do you have a plan on what you're going to do?
Let's see. I don't like. The thing is, I played I lost my first 15 or 20 rank matches.
Right?
Yeah, so my elo just dipped.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the first 10 games, the elo jumps are pretty big, whether you win or you lose. I think they go up or down by like 30, 40, or 50. So yeah.
Yeah, except that like I'm not too good at the late game. Like
Okay.
I don't micro well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so there's
And
that.
favorite
And
civs?
right now I've been playing Franks.
Okay. So I mean that's a pretty versatile civ. You get some extremely good scouts. Your knights are one of the best in the game, and not only that, you actually have access to halberdiers. So if your enemy decides to go for cavalry, you can just start spamming pikes or helps. Plus, you actually have access to gunpowder. So I mean, it's one of my favorite civs in the game.
I think yeah, it's extremely versatile. There's a lot you can do with them,
Yeah,
and you can
exactly.
even go archers, and that
Yeah,
often
yeah,
tends to
definitely.
surprise
Like
people.
we play in the lobby quite a few. I mean, quite a lot. So that's usually played on random civs, and there are quite a few cases where one of the flanks actually ends up with the franks.
Frank
So
flanks.
yeah, so I mean, what we end up doing is we just go for archers, then crossbows, and then just transition into knights. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fun civ to play with, and the early eco bonus free horse collar is extremely nice. So yeah. And I mean, apart from that, it's just a matter of playing more, getting some good guidance from some players, and since you are on the server, you can actually join any of the lobby games. We have quite a few good players who are offering their guidance or coaching or whatever to others. In fact, what I've seen quite a few players do is they'll just join a ranked match and they'll stream their game on one of the voice channels. So if we have any of the good players around, they actually give pretty good advice.
Sure, I think I'll try that out sometime.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I would recommend you do that because there might be quite a few small mistakes in your gameplay. Nothing major, right? But some small changes to your gameplay can actually improve your play by quite a bit. So yeah, I think we'll wait for just a minute or two, and I think if Dragonstar doesn't turn up, we can just call it a day for today, and we can try and squeeze you in for tomorrow.
All right.
So yeah.
What's your favorite civ? Sam?
Uh, Mine, I
Yeah.
I don't have a particular favorite civ. I mean, I have quite a few. The ones that I've played on quite a lot and I'm comfortable. So if we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about those, then Franks would be the first because that is what I started playing with. And after that, I transitioned into Vikings. The eco bonuses were amazing, which
Oh yeah, the
actually,
Vikings are true.
yeah. So because of that, I got this bad habit of forgetting to get wheelbarrow or handcart. So I had to like sort of be weaned of that extremely bad habit, and after that it was just archer civs because I've played more team games or lobby games rather than 1v1s at this point. So in that case, I just prefer to play as the flank and go some sort of archers into maybe archers and siege, or if my civ gets camels, then I add camels with that. So yeah, Ethiopians would be a good pick for me.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
Ethiopians.
playing with the Britons or whatever. Okay, so Dragonstar actually responded. Nice. So we will actually get the second match. And yeah, so Reminishu, what I'll do is I'll just send you the game ID once Dragonstar has hosted the game, and you guys can go.
Sure, sure.
Okay, yeah. So the game is up. I'll just post the game ID in uh, the main official channel. Just give me a sec. So yeah, good luck, man. I'll see you after the game. Okay, unfortunately, they have an imposter in the lobby.
Sorry.
I mean, imagine whoever this random guy is ending up playing a 1v1 against Dragonstar. His team random Elo is 3027. Holy shit, man.
What? Let me try the login. Look at this. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so um, let me just take a look because we have these internal rankings for Indian players. This is something that I actually developed, but it hasn't been released yet. Where we have the rankings for all the Indian players, and I just want to take a look at the absolute lowest scores because I believe Reminishu might be the one of the lowest rated players that we have here, which is
Yes,
extremely. I mean, it's extremely interesting that he actually decided to play in this tournament because we've had
yeah,
quite a few,
that's,
yeah, because
that's
we've had
very
quite a few players, 1200, 1300 elo players who are actually scared to do this.
Mhm.
So I mean, a shitload of respect to this guy, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, see, like people at our level, I am 1100. I believe you are roughly the same. And we've had people at like 1500 elo. Yesterday, I cast Omar's games, who was like, I mean, game one was pretty interesting actually, but apart from that, it was a one sided game. So, yeah, I mean, I've had quite a few players who've just said that they don't want to take part in this because they are scared of being destroyed by whether it is Dragonstar or Assk here.
Yeah, I think you bring up there's always you're going to get destroyed if you're going up against Dragonstar. The skill difference is so massive that there isn't any question about it. You're not playing this to have any realistic chance of beating Dragonstar, but simply for the experience
Right,
of firstly like getting him to review your gameplay. Though I don't know how useful that is once the aero defense is so high, but more
exactly, yeah.
importantly, just being able to play against somebody who is just that good.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Um,
even Omar was talking yesterday. He was saying that you don't get a chance to play against him every day. So,
Exactly, right. Suppose, I'm terrible at chess, but if you gave me a chance to play like Vishwanath Anand or somebody, I would do it. It's not for, yeah, there's no way I can beat him. Like, my rating is 1300, but,
right. Oh,
uh,
okay. You're 1300. Okay.
yeah, but, you wanted to play him anyway just for the experience, right? So, definitely
Exactly.
Dragonstar is our number one player. He's got massive,
Okay,
he's
so
got
they
a,
are actually in game.
awesome.
And
What's the game ID?
I have posted it in the Tester Skill Cup channel. If you
Sorry,
can just
sorry,
take a look there,
I'm in.
look over there. It should be up.
Mayans.
Okay, so once you're in game, you can just fast forward to the
Yeah,
live
go fast
gameplay.
forward till I catch up. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
already. Huh?
So, interesting saves here. Dragonstar has ended up with the Mayans, and we have Reminishu who said that he wants to play as the Franks. So, he's got the Franks. And
Dragonstar starting with clearing deer.
yeah, he's already busy with his deer.
Reminishu? Wait, where did he get that deer from? Oh, what? He cleared it all the way from the center.
Yeah, he actually pushed a deer from the center. So he's not even bothering to, not put up a mill instantly. So he might as well just start pushing in a deer or two because there's no threat at this point. And yeah, unfortunately that deer's just run into a dead end. So
No, there's another deer on the left side. Never mind.
yeah,
Oh, actually.
Okay.
Reminishu is going for a classical start. 6 on 4, 3 on 2.
Okay.
he has 6 under the TC, but one of the
That's true.
villagers
One
is
is
idle. Yeah.
hanging out here, relaxing, taking a well-deserved break.
What about his scouting? Okay, so he has instantly just gone to the center rather than trying to find his second boar. I believe, yeah, he does not know where his second boar is. Nor does he know about this thing. I'll just reduce the music volume. Just a second.
I'm sure he'll find the second bow when he goes to lure the first one. Assuming he goes to lure the first one.
Okay, yeah. Figures.
Che fait?
Dragonstar choosing instead to scout the back of the map.
Oui.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'll just fix the overlay.
Che fait?
Okay, I think Reminishu will. Yeah, Reminishu just loses the
Reminishu-
villager to the board. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. So.
Okay.
It could be worse.
Did he get housed? Or okay, so.
No. It's
Okay, so he hasn't got housed yet, right?
yeah, it's an early house.
Yeah.
But-
And I mean, if you're just going by the build order, it's actually the right villager to start making the house.
Really? I thought the next one. Oh no, because you
it's
lost
the
it.
boar
Right.
villager.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, unfortunately, he lost a villager, so his villager number is one less. But he's actually even doing the force drops, so yeah, that's good. Unfortunately, I think it's just too many things happening at the same time for him. And if you're looking at Dragonstar as well, he had an idle villager, lumberjack.
Can't do it. So he's going for a rush fast castle, I guess.
Okay. Wait.
I mean,
does he
nobody
have the-
reason to mind 10 gold there. Wait,
Okay,
what?
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a rush fast castle. You can see the barracks coming up.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other reason to mind 10 gold.
The thing is, even Reminishu has got a barracks up. He's about to pull in a second bow.
Let's see.
I think
I
this
think this
time.
time should be okay.
Yeah, this one, I don't think the villager will die. Unfortunately, the pathing that he has taken to pull in his
Yeah.
bow was bad. You should
I
have-
think it's just very little things, like
yeah,
putting the board
exactly.
into the PC.
Yeah.
It's not. And once you get past the little things, you can like play strategically and
Yeah,
think about.
I mean,
like,
exactly,
Make
yeah,
bigger moves.
Yeah,
But
so
you
the-
do need to have those mechanics down properly.
more than just the mechanics, I think it's just about getting used to the game, getting a few good habits in place, which means that you know your build order, so you can execute them without having to actually think about them. Once it becomes muscle memory, right? I think your first 15 villagers or first 20 villagers should be entirely based on muscle memory rather than having to think about what you need to do. Okay,
Yeah,
so if you have
I think Nintendo's build orders are really good for this because
yeah.
once you get used to them, Dark Age it doesn't become a stressful time. You can relax and think about what you want to do.
Exactly. You can actually start focusing on your scouting, which is okay. So at least he's about to pull in the extra sheep on the edge of the map. He
Standard
has
rush fast castle. He's gonna 3 militia, keep him off wood. There's no sheep that Reminishu has collected. I mean, they're not.
yeah, he's
come back
putting
to
up the
play.
farms
So
now.
he's having to farms. But the problem is the wood line is gone.
Yeah, and not only is the woodline gone, I don't think, yeah, so he does not have the food to click up. He's queued in a bunch of militia, which is,
I think that was a bad idea. Maybe I don't know. Like if in this situation, it's better to just weather the storm and
yeah,
chop the
I mean,
sides
you're
and
already
go back.
too late. He
Yeah.
has not queued up Loom, nor does he have the goal to queue up Loom, just because he made the militia. So not only will the militia die, his villagers won't be able to actually get Loom.
That's why you collect 10 gold, right?
Yeah,
So you can make 3 militia and loam.
exactly. I mean, even disregarding the fact that he has made a couple of farms in the Dark Age, which you should not do as the Franks because you're getting the free horse collar anyway. But yeah,
Right.
I think
But
queuing
there's
the
no, but like think about it from his point. There's no food.
exactly, yeah. I mean, there is no alternative. Not only that, he's now managed to lose all his militia, and okay, so he did get
Honestly,
the
if he just Wilford, if he had loom and Wilford,
yeah,
he would've been
exactly.
fine.
Yeah, that's the issue, right? He does not have loom, so like his villagers are going to die here.
1 militia down.
Yeah.
You have to micro the wills somewhat decently if you want to win this fight. And there goes the third militia, but Dragonstar is well on his way to feudal.
Yeah, Dragonstar is
He's
almost
gonna be
infeudable.
fine.
Yeah. I mean, at least good for Reminishu that he managed to kill the militia before they were turned into man-at-arms.
Oh yeah, that would have been
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, that would have been horrible for him. And okay, so Reminishu has finally put 3 on gold here, but he does not have any plans of going to feudal age anytime soon because he does not have the food for that. He's put in quite a few villagers on berries. I mean, since he's playing as the Franks, they get their berry bonus, so the food income should be quite quick. And yeah, I mean,
He's finally getting loam.
yeah,
Oh,
I
he
just
put 3 on
noticed.
gold. Okay.
Yeah.
These sheep really should come back to his TC.
Okay, he hasn't put them in. Oh, okay.
And where is Scout?
His scout's dead.
When did he lose it to the militia or the
I
TC?
believe so. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
think.
yeah, it's TC. You can see the dead body lying on the to the left of Dragonstar TC.
Okay, I can't see it, but I guess I'll just take your word for it. So yeah, I mean,
Sorry. Yeah, it's
and Dragonstar's already
you
up
can
with
see it
his.
if you have focus on Reminishu. You can't see it if you have focus on Dragonstar. That's interesting.
Okay, no, I was actually focused on Reminishu, but I still couldn't see it. I mean, fair enough. He lost his
No worries, no
scout
worries.
to the TC, so
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if nothing else, I can just turn on the fog of war and I can see where his scout last was. Okay, so his scout is actually still visible if you turn on the fog of war. Ah, it's behind the house. Makes sense.
Wait, what?
Yeah, yeah, his scout died behind Dragonstar's house, which is why it is not visible until I turn on Fog of War. Where
Oh, I
dragons.
see.
Yeah,
Oh,
so.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And-
I have Fog of War turned on, so that's why I can see it.
Exactly.
Oh, but here come the archers. This
Yeah, and
not
this
look-
is basically about to be a massacre. Although Reminishu has clicked up to feudal age, the issue is that he's just way too late to feudal. I think, yeah, it's what, 15 and a half minutes almost.
The really rough part about this map and why early aggression is so good on this map
Yeah.
is because the lumber camp is so exposed, and it's
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you have. I don't believe you will ever get any sort of safe wood unless you maybe drop a castle somewhere close by and try and push off any aggression using that.
I mean the only thing I think of is like you go for like a really early feudal, maybe 16, 17 pop, you tower the middle and try and fight for the center and keep the other person off wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to think that if you were Incas and you tower, like you got an early feudal and you tower rushed
Yeah,
the enemy and kept them off
possibly.
wood,
Yeah.
they'd struggle. But either way, of course, you see the advantage with archers that they can snipe out berries under the TC.
Right. Okay, so Reminishu does not have any wood at this point, nor does he have the wood to make a second lumber camp. So, yeah, I mean, I guess this should be the GG because even though he has quite a bit of gold, he can't make the market to balance out his eco.
I wonder if Reminishu uses hotkeys.
I think, yeah, maybe we can just ask him after his games are done.
Because
And,
I think
yeah, meanwhile, if we are just looking
hotkeys
at.
and control group and
Yeah, I think we can, yeah. But at this level, even hotkeys are not something that are like going to change your gameplay so much. It's just a fact that, maybe if you can just get your build orders in the right place, that itself
that's
should
true.
make a
That's true.
massive
I know
difference.
my gameplay improved a lot when I assigned a mouse button to idle villager,
Okay,
like one of my extra mouse buttons, and then
Okay.
then I will always like it was very easy to never have any idles.
hmm.
Just tap it. But anyway, yeah, let's ask them what they.
Yeah, so let's just take a look at the stats. So, I mean, yeah, it was a pretty one-sided game anyway.
The will difference at the end.
Yeah. Okay, so Dragonstar has hosted the second game as well. I'll just forward that to Reminishu. Game 2 should be on Arabia, so hopefully he has some level of experience now. I mean, he said that he knew how to play on this map. So I mean, fair play to him. He actually scouted the extra sheep. Unfortunately, he didn't bring them in. So yeah. Okay, so both of them are already in the lobby, and I guess they should be about to go.
What is the traditional counter to the Drush Fast Castle?
Tower and just basically do a shitload of feudal aggression. Like if your opponent is not walled up, he's going to die anyway, and even if he is walled up, the towers will bring down the walls.
Hmm.
So you
I
should
mean,
be.
it wasn't even Drush Fast Castle, it was Drush into archers.
Sorry.
It was Drush into archers, right? So
Uh,
suppose you get rushed,
mhm.
and you haven't scouted well enough. You're gonna get hit by three militia and not know, like not have any military yourself to defend.
Right. So I mean, even then you should be able to get to feudal age anyway. So I mean, that should not be an issue unless you lose like a shitload of villagers on your wood lines, and
If
maybe even your
suppose,
berries.
even supposing you manage to kill like all the militia and lose only one Billy, you no Billies.
Right.
That's a ton of idle time.
Right. I mean, at that point, you have to go feudal. If you try and boom after that, you're already behind, right? So
Mhm.
there's no point in trying to outboom your opponent who already has a bigger lead.
The
It's
game started, by the way.
yeah. So the game has started, and it's a mirror matchup, Franks for both of them. I guess Reminishu is comfortable with this one, so he's just going to do that. Let me just change the overlay. And there's the scope. Okay, so I mean, we just talked about the Franks, so anyways, what we can just do is we can look at the maps. So Dragonstar has some extremely forward berries, and his gold is. I mean, it is safe if he decides to actually wall up to the stone and then use the other wood line. He has an extremely safe stone at the back, and he can just wall up to the edge of the map here. Although I don't believe he's actually planning on walling up in this game anyway. Uh, and if we are looking at Reminishu's map, wow, that is a super safe gold in the back. And
Yeah, you can't get safer than that.
yeah, I mean, a single house can basically completely save your gold on both the sides. Maybe two houses on this side, but yeah. Unfortunately, his front is pretty open, and he's got a hill right outside his TC's range.
Yeah, I think you can't really save ball here. You have to, I guess, balling to TC would be the only thing you would do.
Uh,
Dragonstar is being polite and sending Reminishu's sheep back to him.
okay.
Did you send sheep back to your opponent when you took him?
No. If I can lame them, I lame them. If I can't lame them and he manages to get control over them, I try and kill those sheep. And if even that doesn't work, then yeah, I mean, either my scout dies at that point or I try and sniper will. So
I
yeah,
see you're committed to the lane.
yeah, exactly. By the way, the sheep that you were talking about,
Yeah.
okay, you've actually fast forwarded to live games, which I forgot to do. But yeah, I mean, I would never pull or rather push my enemy sheep to his base,
There was one time when my enemy did that to me, and I had already named two of their sheep,
right?
and then they gave me back my sheep, and I felt so bad that I
Oh.
apologized and I paused and explained the situation to them.
So, I mean, the funny thing here is the killing of the sheep. I think I have done that once, not more than that. But there was a reason why I did that. It was because my opponent's scout was somewhere around my base. Like, I actually noticed his scout within the first 3 minutes. So, I knew what he was trying to do. It's not where, like, he was here on by mistake or whatever. He wanted to try and lame me anyway. Because there's no way
Yeah,
of
for
getting
sure.
to your enemy's base at 3 minutes without, after having scouted your entire base. So yeah. And a couple of times, what has actually happened, something extremely unlucky, is where my opponent actually decides to like venture under my TC. I garrison my villagers. Unfortunately, my sheep have been converted to his sheep,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and my
When you
TC.
shoot down your own sheep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
That has
that's just
happened.
very sad.
So
Once I managed to get my opponent to do that, and he shot 6 of his own sheep and then resigned.
oh man, that's pretty awful. Uh, okay, so this is something that I've actually wondered now. Reminishu might actually get a boar hit downhill, yeah. So he loses more than would be normal while pulling in the bow. Is why
If
not
he
just get
garrisons,
loom?
he should be fine. Yeah.
No, no, but
Yeah.
he's end up
Oh.
losing that villager. Yeah, yeah. This is just a mess. I think what he should do is just get loom on his villagers before he decides to pull in boars. At least until he gets comfortable with that.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Or just play gods.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it teaches you quite a few nice things anyway, playing as the gods. So, okay, Dragonstar meanwhile has already clicked up to feudal. He's up to 20 villagers. He's one villager ahead and 25% up to feudal age.
90
Okay,
minutes.
yeah. So he's at 20 pop. I guess he's just going for a 20 pop scouts build. On the other side, Reminishu will basically be going up at. He's got 19 pop now, 20, and so that's a 22 pop build as the Franks, which is actually quite late. And has he pulled in his second bow, or was that his second bow?
Yeah, that was the second book.
Okay,
He pulled in the first one without any of this drama.
okay, okay.
There's a lot more villages on food than you expect. Usually it's just 8 to 10 on board,
Yeah,
and then you start sending people for your second number.
yeah, and unfortunately his TC gather point is way up on that hill, so he's got an idle will over there.
Hey,
That's a lookout. It's a next level strategy.
Yeah, so that's a
That villager is looking out for trouble.
yeah, that's a moving outpost basically. Okay, these walls, I wish if he had just made a house over here. He's got the two villagers building the wall at the back. I mean, it's just these small things. Where his lumber camp is okay, so that's a pretty good lumber camp. I wish he had just made it closer to his wood line. However, apart from that, yeah. Unfortunately, like we discussed earlier, his front is completely open. So yeah, and he does not have any military buildings up, nor does he have. Let me just look at his scout. Where is his scout? Has he actually found dragon yet? Okay, he hasn't found Dragonstar yet, and he's got an idle scout.
The lookout has come back. And
Yeah,
then start
yeah,
calling.
he pulled it in. Game has been paused. Interestingly, he's already put up a mining camp, so he wants to get some gold. I think he would actually be able to hit Castle Age pretty soon. The only issue is that Dragonstar is going to be sending scouts. He's already got one scout inside his stable, and he's got the archery range up as well. So I believe he'll be adding a few skirms, I suppose.
Can you explain the scout garrisoning? I don't know how this works. I can't seem to garrison my scouts inside my stables. Can you only do them when you train them?
Yeah, yeah, you can only do that when you're actually training them. So you can set your gather point inside, or rather, just right click on the production building.
Right. Yeah. Right. But that's the only time you can garrison.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
yeah.
garrison them. They come
No,
out.
no, not after that. I mean, you can still garrison it into your TC or your castle if you have one.
You can't garrison scouts in the TC, right?
I believe you can. I've never actually thought of doing that until now. And yeah, Reminishu Scout is about to die.
Oh, this is what's the wall here? Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. I don't know what he's planning to do here. Let's just okay. So this is
Trying to
the
wall.
I mean, he has the right thing in mind here, where he has actually made walls that aren't extremely massive, because that is something which I've seen, at, like with people
Yeah.
at say 800, 900,000 elo or whatever. where they try and make like massive walls which are not defensible in the slightest.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest. I really don't know how to wall.
Okay,
And
I mean, there's
that's
there's
one
one thing
scout
that I
down.
believe in is that you should only like make walls for the next 10 minutes or so of your gameplay. So if in the next 10 minutes, if you need some stone, maybe try and wall that in. If you need some gold, try and wall that in. But don't try and like get 3 wood lines inside your base or whatever. Oh, you can actually wall up Dragonstar scouts inside. But yeah, I mean,
Oh, that would have been too
yeah,
funny.
yeah, that would have been funny. But yeah, I mean, he does not have these foundations placed, so this I guess should be the GG. He has actually got to feudal age, and he almost has the food to click up. Maybe at some point he can actually just click up to castle age, which I believe would be something nice for him. The thing is,
But I
he's
mean, what
got
are you
some
gonna do
idle
in
bills.
castle? You don't have any plot buildings
I
out.
mean, no, just getting to castle age against Dragonstar. Because I mean, if you look at
That's
it,
true.
he has no wood income apart from those villagers on the stragglers, and he's got a couple of idle wills here in the back of his base.
The Dragonstar has three idle things that have happened for a while.
Ah, okay. So he's
Now
okay. So
finally,
I
no
think
longer.
Reminishu will actually end up clicking to Castle Age because Dragonstar has not scouted that super safe gold in the back of Reminishu's base.
I don't know.
Okay, so at
Dragonstar
least
even know that it exists. Just no idea.
yeah,
What is this very Archer dance happening over here?
he's basically just trying to kill the archer with the villager. Unfortunately, yeah, that's not gonna work. That lady is getting hit downhill from one archer now. That's 2 archers, and they have fletching as well. So, okay, so what Reminishu has decided to do is add a spear and get wheelbarrow. Yeah,
I thought Reminishu was gonna click up.
yeah, I mean that I was expecting the same. Unfortunately, he hasn't. I mean, he has the barracks, so if he actually clicked up and got a couple of knights out the moment he reached Castle Age,
And no stable.
yeah, I mean, he would have got a stable at some point, right?
Yeah, maybe you can build a stable in the back.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing is,
Like,
this time,
three knights can clear this up.
yeah, I mean, 3 knights can clear this up, of course. But yeah, so he has the wood to make a second lumber camp since the original one is down, and my only worry here is that Dragonstar will actually manage to find that gold villager. Okay, so he's
Wow, he's just one tile away from being able to see it.
yeah.
Meanwhile, Reminishu is peacefully farming. He doesn't care about arrows.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's got some
Yeah,
villagers
who
inside.
cares? Like, look at these farms. Oh no, he rang the town bell. This village is gonna walk back. So and now Dragonster realizes there's gold there.
Okay, yeah. So now he finally sees the gold.
Oh
over here.
no! It's the town bell.
Will he click up to Castle Age? What do you think? He has no farm income and he's basically chopping wood. The stragglers over here. Oh man. No berry wills either. Yeah, I think this is the GG. Because he has just 11 villagers at this point.
He
And
just
he
puts
is,
them inside his town center. Like, okay, I don't care if I lose this game. You're gonna have to knock this town center down if you want to.
yeah, and even that shouldn't take long because Dragonstar has already clicked up to Castle Age. Yeah, he's like 40% up to Castle Age now. Okay, so Reminishu is actually building a stable to the side of his base.
Where? What? Where?
Outside his base, I mean.
Oh,
Close
I
to the
see.
edge of the map. I guess he had a couple of villagers over there chopping the lumber camp. I mean, not the lumber camp, the wood. The thing is now he does not have the wood for a lumber camp. He does not have the villagers for to get some wood in. The only thing he's doing is he's making 6 scouts. Yeah, exactly, Doomster. Why is he still playing? I think he should have just resigned at this point. But I mean, fair play to him. He actually gave it a shot. So let's just see what he
He's
plans to
quite
do here.
resilient, at least.
Yeah.
You can say that much.
Okay, so Dragonstar gets to Castle Age and immediately he queues up 2 knights from the stables and getting the wood upgrade as well. I mean, this is a beautiful eco.
Getting it down. So one thing you will say about Dragonstar is that despite the fact that he knows he's playing against a 500 yellow player, um he knows that he can do basically anything and win. He's
Right.
still playing at full steam. He's got 2 town centers coming up.
Yes,
He's
yes,
not.
yes. I mean,
There's
he's
no
not.
like.
Yeah, he's not memeing around. If you're trying to
I
say
think. Well, I mean, at this level, for Dragonstar, I guess it's become the way the Dark Age become muscle memory after a point. The whole game has become muscle memory.
actually, more than that, we talked to him a few days ago, and he said that doing any sort of this meme strategy or whatever, uh, according to him, basically shows disrespect towards your opponent.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So, like, he wants to play as seriously as he can, and like.
I mean,
if-
I have a lot of respect for both these players right now.
Yeah.
Sure, Reminishu may not be the best aged player, but he's definitely shown he's. I mean, I would have given up like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and I did, if you remember.
Yeah. Okay, I think this should be the GG at this point. Although Dragonstar does not know about the stable, so as long as even one production building is up, it's like he won't be defeated, right?
I think I mean it would be funny if 6 cards suddenly got onto Dragonstar's gold mine. Dragonstar would be like, what's happening? Where are these coming
Yeah,
from?
yeah, maybe he's got a secret base somewhere.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Okay, yeah, so he's just bringing in his scouts to try and take down Dragonstar's massive army over here. And
I think gone for Dragonstar and Eco. I mean, not like it would have made a difference, but I think it would have been more interesting. But
yeah.
yeah. And
Okay, so
Dragonstar was still like one idle builder over here.
so here's the thing, Dragonstar can actually okay, so Reminishu just decides to resign.
Okay, what were you saying?
No, what I was saying was Dragonstar had actually seen a chopped tree next to the stable that he had in the back of his, or
Oh,
rather,
right,
to the
right,
side
right,
of his
right,
base. So I think he would have just figured out that maybe he's got something over there. But anyway, yeah. So GG's. Let's just take a look at the stats.
Remember seeing a game where this 800 yellow player went around chopping one random tree at every single wood line to confuse the other player.
Okay. That's a
The
nice
other player
strategy,
never
actually.
noticed. The other player never noticed.
Okay. So waste of time, basically. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, that's the score now. It's a 2-0 for Dragonstar. Unfortunately, none of the challengers have actually managed to take down either of the pros. So the wait continues. And meanwhile, I
It's
think.
not even a realistic expectation, right? At a 600 yellow.
No, I'm not
They-
talking about somebody like Reminishu, but maybe because the highest. Like
Oh, I
the-
guess maybe if you were like 1700 playing against 2100, you might be able to pull off one game out of three.
Exactly, yeah. So I think if it's
Even like-
possible. Okay, so we have Reminishu in the voice chat with us. I guess you were not looking at the stream while you were playing, but regardless, like, can you just unmute yourself, Reminishu? Hey man, GG's. Fair play to you, man. You actually went like 25 minutes in the second game against Dragonstar, and I think it was about 20 minutes in the first game. So, yeah, I mean, just a couple of things that we noticed between us while we were casting your game was you actually had issues pulling in the board.
Yeah, that happened in the first one. I mean, like, it's not something that happens to me usually, but like,
Okay.
It's not
Because
familiar yet.
yeah, because if it happens to you, I think you can just get loom instantly before you start producing villagers. So it's like there's no shame in that or whatever. If you're using a loomed villager to pull in a boar or whatever, it's a matter of just getting your eco up, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're losing,
Or just play gods or Berbers. And then
Yeah.
you'll never have problems.
yeah,
with
because
warriors.
Berbers get the faster villagers, so they can actually get hit one less time by the boar.
Really, you'll never get hit like that.
I mean, depends on how far your boar is, right? But never getting hit, I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe I'll have to try that myself. And anyway, uh, let me just yeah. So that was one thing. There was this other thing where you basically had your build orders were not right. Like I don't think you know any of the build orders. Is that true?
I don't know them too well.
Okay, so there's actually this mod in the game called the Cicero build order mod. If you've heard of it, that's nice. If you haven't heard of it, you can just search for it in the mods, whatever that thing that is there in the section in the game, where you can actually play alone, and there's this voice that will actually tell you what you're supposed to do with your next villager. and
Okay.
and you can actually learn quite a few build orders over there. Like you can do your standard scouts build order or archers or maybe man at arms into archers. But like since you play as the Franks, you can actually get a good scout build order up. And since that, I believe it's at 21 will or a 20 will build order that is in the mod store. So you should be able to actually do some early damage to your opponent. And
Reminishu and I have played with each other quite a bit. You know him separately.
okay,
He does struggle with the early game a little bit, but I feel like he gets better around castle.
okay.
But of course, AOE like is not very forgiving of
Yeah, I
trap
mean,
game
the
mistakes.
meta has become this, right, where you have to try and do as much early aggression as possible and try and kill your opponent before they even get to Castle Age. Or, like, by the time they get to Castle Age, they can't do much. So, I mean, that's how you have to basically play. You can be defensive, you can try and start walling up as soon as the game starts, because there are players who do that where you play defensive until you get to Castle Age. But then the issue is that you have to play with that single intention where you don't actually get hit before you get to Castle Age.
So, in the Arabia game, I actually ended up deleting a villager by
Okay,
mistake.
I mean that happens to
Yeah,
most of us at some points. So yeah, I mean that's fine. You actually had the right idea with walling up. Your walls were actually pretty nice, which is something I don't see with players at extremely low heroes, where they try and get these massive bases up. Where I mean, even if they manage to get the walls up, which is unlikely, if the walls get up, they are just shot down by like three scouts or like four archers or whatever. So
okay.
you had the right idea with the walls. Like try and make a compact base which you can actually defend if there are scouts
Yeah,
or archers on the other side. But yeah, I mean it's just a matter of getting strong with your early game.
yeah. Like it's just been around, like it's been less than a month since I actually started playing DE, so
Sorry, how many months did you say?
it's been less than a month.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Fair enough then.
Yeah,
You're on the right track basically. And the better your early aggression or your early gameplay is, the more difference it makes to your late game.
yeah, yeah.
Because,
Like I honestly like lost my wood line both the times, and like
yeah,
I really couldn't defend against the thrush.
yeah. So not only did you lose your wood lines, but you did not have the wood to make a second lumber camp.
Yeah.
I think in the second game you had enough, but then you just decided to make a stable with that. So,
I
uh,
mean, I couldn't really do anything. So I just
exactly.
wanted to at least attack him once
Yeah.
before
I mean, the
losing.
thing is, you were playing against India's best player, so I would not have expected anything different. If I was at your level, I would have probably played worse than what you did. So, fair play to you for actually taking part in this and giving it a shot. And I mean, it's just these small things. The moment you start getting comfortable with them, uh, it's pretty easy to actually get to like 800, 900 elo with the small mistakes that you're making at this point.
Yeah,
And like once you know what you don't know, you can actually start improving much faster, right?
yeah,
So like then you can actually see your own weaknesses rather than now where you would feel that you have like 50 different weaknesses and you try and fix all of them. So rather than that, just focus on one or two. Try and either get a good early aggressive build order with you, like where it becomes muscle memory, and just start executing that.
mm, okay,
So yeah,
fair enough.
anyways,
Can
GG's
I just
man.
add that we should thank Dragonstar as well because
Yeah, absolutely.
firstly he's
Unfortunately,
been
I don't think he's able to join us in the voice today, but
and but yeah, and in general There was no disrespect from him at all.
Absolutely.
He
He's
did it.
selfie my sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
Actually,
polite.
yeah, extremely polite.
Unlike
But
you, Varun.
I'm sorry, man. I lamed. I was practicing laming. I'm sorry about your bow and your sheep.
no, no, actually, both the pros have been extremely nice with this. Where, I mean, when I was playing against Assk, I decided to just basically try and lame him before finding my own resources. And he found my, I think, water buffaloes it was, and he sent them to me when I asked for them. So, yeah, that's just something which these players are doing. So fair enough, and yeah, I mean GG's from you. Wish you the best, and I mean if you can just play on the server. If you are doing grind games or whatever, you can stream them, and somebody will be around to try and give you some tips or pointers or whatever. And yeah, that's it from us tonight. So, Barun, by the way, thanks for co-casting with me. Uh,
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
I had a lot of fun with you as well. So yeah, GG's guys, and good night. We'll see you tomorrow, where we should have two more games from the Test Your Skill Cup. And yeah, see you around, guys. Good night. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.
Yeah, good night, man. Bye. So let's just see if anybody is streaming. Okay, so the Viper is streaming. Let's just host him.